This is Mr. Roboto, and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you a book that I ordered online. It is the Avengers Omnibus hardcover, volume 4. And normally I order books from Amazon.com because I find that the prices are really cheap. I get free shipping with Prime. And I'm generally overall happy with that, except, a lot of times they'll just throw the book into a box and the corners get beat up and bent. MyComicShop.com, I think, has sold me on ordering from them from now on because look at this. They put in these corner guards that protect the edges of the book. I can't tell you how many books I've gotten from Amazon where the book corners have been damaged to some extent. Anyhow, I also happen to want the direct market cover, which is usually a reprint of an issue, as opposed to a new slipcase cover, which Marvel puts out on their books that you might buy from Amazon. And I really wanted this cover because I really like this cover because issue number 93 had some real significance for me. It was like one of the first books that I read that really got me into collecting comic books. So I wanted to share this omnibus with you. I'm not sure if you're an omnibus collector or not. If you want to read these issues, for the most part, it's going to be pretty expensive to go out and buy them. A lot of these issues are only available in the essential books, which are the black and white. This is the first time a lot of these stories are being published in any kind of color edition, other than perhaps the Marvel Masterworks, which have been just too expensive. This was $79.95. And shipping was $8.40, so the total was $88. Anyhow, these are always really good, solid books. And I'm sure a lot of you are aware what you're supposed to do with an omnibus so you don't hurt the bindings is to kind of alternate between flipping front and back. Oh boy, I'm not hearing any creaking or crackling. This binding is really, really solid. All right, anyhow, there are a lot of great issues in this book. First of all being, of course, the Kree Skrull War, which begins here in number 89, which is a book that I had bought when I was younger. And I love this book, and I love the way a lot of these issues start their stories in media res. In media res means that we're in the middle of action. We're not getting some kind of people sitting around discussing it. Things are happening, and boom, here you go on the first page, and we've got some action here. The Avengers are hunting down Captain Marvel for some reason, and we don't know exactly why. Rick Jones was there. You remember when Rick Jones used to be a really popular character in Marvel comic books. He was associated with the Hulk, he was associated with Captain America, and lastly with Captain Marvel. In a way, he was common man's connection to the Marvel Universe, and I kind of wish they would bring him back. Anyhow, the Kree Skrull War, of course, is available in trade paperback color, in hardback. So that is available. So if you buy this omnibus, obviously you're getting all of that stuff again. But that's okay because I want it all in one place. But anyhow, here's the issue that really juiced me on comics. This is Avengers 93. I have the actual copy of this that I bought recently. I read this story probably about 10 times within a 2-week period. And again, it was one of those books that I couldn't wait for the next issue. Mostly, I think it's because of Neil Adams' artwork. I had seen his work on Batman. This is the first time I saw him really in the Marvel Universe. And man, this is just fantastic stuff. Again, you know, you're starting the story in media res. You know, you've got the Vision coming in here. Something dramatic is happening. You've got the original big 3 Avengers. And then all of a sudden, the story dovetails into a journey to the center of the android. Very fascinating sidetrack from the story. And I think I read that this was originally supposed to be an Ant-Man issue. But what they did was folded this into this Avengers story. Anyhow, great artwork. I absolutely loved it. And then we finally get to find out what happened. And there's another favorite character of mine. I loved Clint Barton as Goliath. He was always sort of a reluctant hero. Didn't want to necessarily be Hawkeye. Didn't necessarily want to be Goliath. For some reason, just love that character. Love the layouts. Love the design here. And what a great ending to this story. Because what is going to happen next? This is truly an ending that you want to pick up the next issue right away. And fortunately, as a kid, I was able to get the next issue, which continued the story. And the Mandroids. I was able to pick up 95, which then had the Inhumans getting involved. And then I couldn't find number 96, which was very, very, very frustrating because I was able to pick up the last issue, 97, which was extremely frustrating because Neil Adams is no longer penciling this, but rather John Buscema trying to do his best Neil Adams impersonation with the help of Tom Palmer, trying to make it look very Neil Adams-esque. I think Neil Adams had some falling out at that point with Marvel, and that's what happened there. Avengers 98 was great, led into 99 and 100. This is, of course, Barry Windsor Smith doing the artwork back when he was just known as Barry Smith. A bunch of good issues, great art, includes issue 100, which has every Avenger that ever was up to that period of time. Then you get some kind of issues that meander that when 101, for instance, is a Harlan Ellison story adapted by or scripted by Roy Thomas. Not a great story. This is where the book really picked up for me. This is Steve Englehart. And Steve Englehart was an awesome writer on the Avengers for a long period of time. And this featured some brilliant art by Rich Buckler. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this is still Roy Thomas at this point. Steve Englehart comes on pretty soon. Let's see. Okay, here he is. He comes on at 106. And again, Rich Buckler art. Just brilliant stuff. You can see that Dave Cockrum is doing the inks here. Dave Cockrum, brilliant artist, brilliant penciler, brilliant inker. George Tuska does some of the art, but I'm not a big fan of George Tuska, but man, Dave Cockrum really really pulls it out. This Omnibus also has the introduction of Mantis. Some sort of throwaway issues, and then of course we go with this prologue, and then we get into the Defenders Avengers War. This is an issue of the Defenders is in here, and this is the Avengers Defenders crossover, and of course this story can also be found in trade paperback, hardback, but it's nice to have it all in one place. And you also get some nice back matter here. Nice to see some of Neil Adams' pencils. Some of the inks. All right, and there are the covers of all the issues. The next volume I'm really looking forward to because it is going to be picking up the Kang saga, where we get involved with the Celestial Madonna, and Kang the Conqueror shows up and never seems to leave. Anyhow, that is Volume 4, Avengers Omnibus. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped you make a decision whether you want to own this book. Thanks for watching.